IT Pro TV.
We are about to take a look at setting up virtualization tools inside of our Windows 10 dev environment, and here to help us to understand why we need to, as well as how to do it, Mr. Justin Denson. Justin, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Ronnie.
All right, Justin, why would I actually ever need to consider setting this up when there are so many other things that are out there? Why would I consider setting up a virtualization environment?
So virtualization comes in when our situations become more complicated, when what we need to simulate locally and develop against becomes more than just our single machine, right? I'm running a Python script on my machine. It's perfectly fine. But what if I need to run a Python script that sets up machines to be networked together? Well, I need those machines and the networking components to all be available. Could we set those up in some kind of cloud environment? Absolutely. Except that costs money. And then what happens if we need to tear them down? Pulling that locally just makes things a lot easier. In addition to these virtualization technologies, and I'm throwing one in here that I guess you could argue is not technically a virtualization technology, are available a lot of times as part of projects, as part of GitHub repositories. They'll have a Vagrant file, which is one of the tools we're going to use, which is Vagrant for managing virtual machines, automating those processes. Or they'll have a Docker file, which will set up a Docker container, similar to those virtual machines, but now it's just a container. Those are the two different ways we can approach this. Now, if you've watched the Linux episode, you're like, wait a minute, there was a third thing here somewhere. Oh, VirtualBox. Well, we don't need VirtualBox because in Windows 10 Pro and above, we have Hyper-V. Hyper-V will fit the bill where VirtualBox will not. I will forewarn